Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Britta.
I've never heard water filter jokes before, I assure you. Anyway, so I'm Britta. Is that good mic level? Yes. Okay. I work for Jay on community and support for Cydia. And my goal in my work is to make sure that if you want to jailbreak your phone, you will find good information about how to do it. And if you have a question about a problem you ran into with jailbreaking or Cydia or some tweak or something has gone horribly wrong, you will find an answer for it. And if you want to find some cool packages to install, something you haven't heard of yet, you will find that. And this sounds simple, but it can be surprisingly hard to get good information and help out there on the web. It's full of things. It's a mess. And when I started working for Jay 3 years ago, there just wasn't as much of this available. A lot of the time, new jailbreakers felt like they were a little bit on their own. So here's one thing I've been working on for these past approximately 3 years to help the community. And it's worked surprisingly well, especially in the past year or so. So I'll explain a little bit about it. So what is this Reddit thing that's been mentioned a few times yesterday and today? So like I said, I'm Britta, but I'm also Beetling. It's a name. It's just a name I came up with one day. It doesn't mean anything. And this is my name on Reddit, if you didn't know. And I apparently have a lot of points on Reddit. I spend a lot of time there, because each comment or post you make only gets like a few points. Okay, I spend a lot of time there. And the reason why is because I'm the lead moderator for the Jailbreaking subreddit. Here's what it looks like. There's also a really great volunteer moderator who helps a lot, and his name is His and Fizz or Sean. So he should wave and yay, he's great. He's super good. So what is this thing? What is this Reddit thing? It's a forum. It's this big, huge Reddit is this big, huge forum with lots and lots of little sub-forums that you call subreddits. You know, I don't know why they're called a subreddit, but that's what it's called. It's a topic-specific sub-forum inside of Reddit where people can post links and other things related to jailbreaking, and people vote on them, unlike a normal forum. The posts at the top of the page are the ones with the most upvotes recently, like the number of upvotes in the past, few hours or days or so, instead of just the newest posts, like on a normal forum. This means that the most interesting stuff shows up on top. The subreddit also has a sister subreddit called R iOS Themes, which is just for themes and theme discussion. It used to be that our jailbreak had all the themes and everything put together, but then people kind of complained because not everybody loves themes. So we gave them their own, smaller subreddit where people can talk about themes as much as they want. And it's actually really, really fun. It was a great idea to split it. Yeah, same rules, same moderators, just two. When I say our jailbreak, I really mean both our iOS themes and our jailbreak. So when I started working on Cydia, there was the subreddit, it existed already, but nobody was using it. There were like 1,000 subscribers maybe, which is very small for a Reddit. But when Jailbreak Me 3 came out, if you all remember back in 2011, I was working on this stuff. So I wrote up sort of a FAQ for Comex to put on the site with some common questions and answers about jailbreaking, so people who are jailbreaking for the first time would have a little bit of help. And I also linked to the subreddit because, why not? If people wanted to talk on a forum, hey, there's a subreddit over here. And it had this huge number of people posting on it all of a sudden. I was like, oh goodness, now I have to take care of this. And it's just been growing since then. It has about 60,000 subscribers. They're not all active, but it also has about 30,000 visitors every day. So this is in the past year or so. You can see the traffic really, really went up at the end of December, beginning of January. That's when Evasion came out. And so Reddit is really, really helpful because Reddit does not go down when 1 million people look at your website all at the same time. If you're running your own website on your own servers, it can be really hard to keep your website running with that much traffic. But Reddit, it's just fine. It's just a normal day for Reddit. So when a jailbreak comes out, the subreddit is like an essential place for support and help and news. If there's suddenly a bug with a jailbreak, oh my God, the Reddit will tell you how to fix it. And so this means that instead of Soric trying to like maintain a news or support website and Cydia at the same time, you can just take care of Cydia handling all the load. But okay, other than just like practical, technical, like it doesn't fall over when people visit it reasons, what is Reddit good for? We already have all of these other ways to find news and help. Everyone's on Twitter. Twitter's great. But if you're a brand new jailbreaker, how do you know who to follow other than like Soric and Pod2G? It's kind of hard. There's not like a central directory. And even if there were a central directory, I mean, I don't even know who would maintain that, who would decide who was on the list. It would get messy really, really fast. And when you're following Twitter, it's this vast feed of details with not a lot of organization. It's easy to miss stuff. There are awesome forums like ModMyEye, which are really, really good for having like an in-depth, long-running conversation about, for example, a specific theme. If you release a theme and you want to offer support on that theme, having like this like nice, long thread with lots of details that lasts months is surprisingly useful. But it's kind of hard to find out like what's just new and popular today when you look at a big list of normal forum threads. It's a little hard to see. And then there's blogs, which are amazing for big news, like a new tweak release or like a major update or something, or like a major problem that people are having. Maybe they'll write like a document about how to fix it. But there's like thousands and thousands of little questions and ideas that people have every day. And the subreddit can kind of handle all that little stuff. And through the voting system, it can find the most interesting of all that little stuff and move it to the top. Okay, so what are some examples of this stuff that gets posted there? A lot of you are already on Reddit, so this might be a little bit of review, but maybe it'll fit anyway. So a lot of developers and theme artists will post a preview of a tweak to like get some feedback on it to see if they should continue working on it or add different features. They'll post a beta for testing before they post it on one of the main repositories. And then they'll announce the tweak, and they'll announce updates to it, because it's a great place to promote your work. Hopefully you can get like 30,000 people like looking at your like new tweak that you just released. And you can get like vast amounts of comments and feedback, because if there's one thing that people on Reddit like to do, they like to comment on things. They'll tell you what they think. And this means that as just an ordinary jailbreaker, you can find out what's cool. People are posting about it. And developers, my theory for why developers feel comfortable posting this here is we have a very strict no piracy rule. If you post some shady thing, yeah, if you post something shady, we'll just remove it. Like His and Fizz and I will just like, we'll get it out of there. Which means that people can feel comfortable that they can post their tweak and like the threads, the comments won't be full of like, oh, here's a repository for where to get it. And we also have rules against like being super insulting or like writing something horribly sexist. We're also going to remove that. So people don't like their comments getting removed. They're not happy with that, but it's important that we have these rules. They help make the subreddit actually work, even if people get annoyed. Moving on from the rules, people post questions and report problems of all kinds. It's kind of like a useful catch-all. If you don't know where to report some weird problem that you're having, or you don't know where to ask a question, you can just post it to the subreddit. They'll figure it out. And then when a lot of people have the same question, they'll like converge on a thread and all work on solutions together. This is good, but secretly, this is also really useful for me as part of Cydia. That I can see, there's a problem with evasion that people are reporting. Then I go tell, the evaders, I say like, hey guys, out of all of the crazy threads on the subreddit, I noticed a pattern. Here's the pattern I noticed. It's probably a real bug. Here's how to reproduce it. Maybe you guys can fix it. And then a lot of the times they do, because they got a really good bug report from all of these, problems people posted on Reddit. Or I see a report of some problem in Cydia, and I can go like tell Jay, you know, like, hey, look at this problem. Or some problem with a big boss repository. I can go say Optimo, you know, there's a problem with a package, and he'll go fix it. As a person who coordinates and talks to all of these community members, Reddit sort of surfaces the big problems and helps me find solutions for them, find the people who can find the solutions for them. Thank you all. It's good. So another fun thing, this list goes on, but it's a good list. People post tweak ideas there, because if you suggest a tweak to a developer, I mean, it might be a cool idea, but you're just one person. They don't know if they should actually spend their time building it, because they don't know if they'll have like anybody else install it. They can guess, but that's it. But if you post it to the subreddit and get like 100 upvotes and like 100 comments and everybody's really excited about it, that's really exciting for a developer who's looking for something to work on. They know that when they release it in Cydia, people will buy it or people will download it. This has happened like dozens of times with different tweaks that are now in Cydia, that were started as ideas on the subreddit. And this is just, it's exciting, it's fun. And a special thing on the theming subreddit is you might think that was similar. You might think it's for like theme releases and theme updates. But the main thing that goes on there is theme users who are posting their like amazingly customized setups where they take a component of this theme and a component of that theme, and they combine it into this like cool aesthetic. They post their setups, they post their like modifications, and I don't know if there was really anything quite like that before for themers who wanted to show off their like fan theme combinations. You know, and there's lots of beautiful things on there. It's fun just to look through. Okay, so that's cool. But why, I mean, that's fun, but why is it really important to me? What do I care about it? This means that if you're a brand new jailbreaker, you know, you're the only person in your school who's even heard about jailbreaking, you don't have any friends who already know how to do this stuff, you don't know who to follow on Twitter even, because you're so new, you can find this subreddit, because it's linked inside of Cydia, and you suddenly have this like crowd of like 30,000 people who are your new friends who will help you. If you get stuck on some kind of terrible problem, you don't just have to restore your device and give up. You have a sort of safety net of people who can help you. It's nice. And something I've noticed, so that was the first one, right? Like, thank you so much, our Jailbreak. I just wanted to thank everyone here for broadening my horizons when it came to my device and its jailbreak stuff. I used to play it so safe and have basically nothing different from a factory iPhone. Since coming here, though, you have all opened my eyes to some amazing things. Thank you. It's like, oh, that's nice. But the second one is, the pirate's life is over for me, and it feels good. Something that we get here is people say, you know, I used to pirate tweaks, but after spending time in the subreddit, I've learned that developers are real people who are cool, and they'll talk to you if you ask them a reasonable question. Like, you know, they're probably also in college or high school like me. And I started to care about the community. Like, this is what they'll say. They'll say, you know, I don't want to pirate things anymore. I want to support things. Here's a screenshot. I bought my first tweak. This is so nice. So I want to tell people, you know, if you aren't already a subreddit visitor, you can find it linked at the bottom of the Cydia homepage. It wasn't linked there for a while, but then I realized that, you know what? This is useful for people. It's also linked next to something called JailbreakQA, which is another support website that I help run. It's a little different, but it's also very useful, and maybe I'll talk about that next year or something. That's it.
Again, if anyone has any questions for Britta, we'll do them at the end of the day.